Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. It's so good to be spending this time with you today. I was thinking this morning, as I was enjoying my first cup of tea, about how life changes as we get a little more seasoned, shall we say? And with those changes, sometimes, without even realizing it, we can fall into habits that maybe aren't serving us as well as they used to. Have you ever felt that way? Like you're doing all the things you've always done, but maybe you're not feeling quite as vibrant or energetic as you'd like. It's a natural part of life, this journey of aging. But what if I told you that some of those little dips in energy, those aches and pains that seem to creep in, might actually be linked to some common, everyday mistakes we could be making when it comes to our health? Now, don't worry, there's absolutely no judgment here. We're all learning and growing, no matter our age. And the wonderful thing is, once we identify these little missteps, we can take simple, effective steps to correct them and get back to feeling our best. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to delve into 7 common health mistakes that seniors often make, and more importantly, we're going to explore how to fix them. Think of this as a friendly chat, a little guide to help us navigate these later years with more vitality and joy. Because truly, these can be some of the most rewarding years of our lives, a time for enjoying the fruits of our labor, spending time with loved ones, and pursuing those passions we might have put on the back burner for a while. And feeling good in our bodies and minds is such a crucial part of being able to do all of that, wouldn't you agree? So, grab a comfortable seat, maybe pour yourself a cup of tea or coffee, and let's get started on this journey together. We're going to uncover some practical, easy-to-implement changes that can make a real difference in how you feel, both today and in the years to come. We're not talking about drastic overhauls or complicated routines. We're talking about small, sustainable shifts that can lead to big improvements in your overall well-being. Let's start with something that might seem obvious, but it's surprising how often it gets overlooked, especially as we get older. And that is not paying enough attention to our hydration. Now, I know, you've heard it a million times. Drink more water. But it's so crucial, especially for us seniors, that it bears repeating and really understanding why. As we age, our sense of thirst can actually diminish. We might not feel thirsty even when our bodies are crying out for fluids. Think about it. You might be busy with your day, reading, gardening, spending time with family, and before you know it, hours have gone by and you haven't had a single sip of water. And the effects of dehydration can be more significant than you might think. It's not just about feeling thirsty. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, dizziness, headaches, and even constipation. It can also impact your cognitive function, making it harder to concentrate or remember things. Sometimes, these symptoms can be mistaken for something else entirely, when the simple solution is just to drink more fluids. Plus, staying well hydrated is vital for healthy skin, proper kidney function, and even maintaining a healthy blood pressure. So how do we fix this? It's all about being proactive and making a conscious effort to drink throughout the day, even if you don't feel particularly thirsty. A good starting point is to keep a water bottle with you. Whether you're at home, out running errands, or visiting friends, having water readily available makes it easier to remember to drink. Don't wait until you feel parched. Take regular sips throughout the day. Think of it like tending to a plant. You don't wait until the leaves are drooping to water it. You water it consistently to keep it healthy and vibrant. Our bodies are the same. And it doesn't have to be just plain water, although that's certainly the best option. You can also get fluids from other sources like herbal teas, diluted juices, and even fruits and vegetables with high water content, like cucumbers, watermelon, and oranges. Just be mindful of sugary drinks, as they can have other negative health effects. Try setting small, achievable goals. Maybe aim for a certain number of glasses of water by lunchtime, and then another amount by dinner. You can even use little reminders, like notes on the fridge or setting alarms on your phone, especially if you find yourself forgetting. Listen to your body, too. Pay attention to the color of your urine. It should be pale yellow or clear when you're well hydrated. Darker urine is a sign you need to drink more. Making this a consistent habit can make a world of difference in your energy levels and overall well-being. Now, let's move on to another area that's incredibly important for maintaining our health and vitality as we age, and that's not getting enough physical activity. I know, for some of us, the thought of exercise might conjure up images of strenuous workouts at the gym, and that can feel a bit daunting, especially if you have mobility issues or haven't been very active recently. But the truth is, physical activity for seniors doesn't have to be about marathons or lifting heavy weights. It's about finding ways to move your body regularly and in a way that you enjoy. Think about it. Our bodies are designed to move. Regular physical activity helps to maintain muscle mass and strength, which is so important for preventing falls and staying independent. It strengthens our bones, reducing the risk of osteoporosis. It improves our cardiovascular health, keeping our hearts strong and healthy. And it can even boost our mood and reduce stress. Plus, it can help with sleep, which is something many seniors struggle with. The mistake often lies in thinking that if you can't do high-intensity exercise, then it's not worth doing anything at all. That's simply not true. Even moderate activity can have significant benefits. Think about a brisk walk in the park, tending to your garden, dancing to your favorite music, or even doing some gentle stretching or chair exercises. The key is consistency. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate-intensity aerobic activity per week, spread out over several days. That might sound like a lot, but broken down, it's just about 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And you can even break that down further into shorter bursts of activity throughout the day, like 3 10-minute walks. If you have any underlying health conditions, it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor before starting a new exercise routine. They can help you determine what types of activities are safe and appropriate for you. Don't be afraid to start slowly and gradually increase the intensity and duration as you get fitter. Maybe start with a 10-minute walk a few times a week and gradually build up from there. There are also many senior-specific exercise programs available, often at community centers or gyms, which can be a great way to stay active and socialize at the same time. The important thing is to find something you enjoy. If you like being outdoors, walking, cycling, or swimming might be good options. If you prefer staying indoors, you could try yoga, tai chi, or even just putting on some music and moving around the house. Think about activities you used to enjoy and see if you can adapt them to your current abilities. Sometimes, having a friend to exercise with can also provide motivation and make it more enjoyable. Remember, every little bit counts. Even incorporating more movement into your daily routine, like taking the stairs instead of the elevator or walking to the store instead of driving, can make a difference. Let's aim to make movement a joyful and regular part of our lives, not a chore. Now, let's transition to another area that often gets overlooked, and it's a really important one for our long-term health: not prioritizing regular health screenings. As we get older, we become more susceptible to certain health conditions, like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and certain types of cancer. And the thing about many of these conditions is that they can develop gradually without us even noticing any symptoms in the early stages. That's why regular health screenings are so crucial. They can help detect these problems early, when they're often easier to treat and manage. Think of these screenings as routine maintenance for your body, just like you'd get your car serviced regularly to keep it running smoothly. Ignoring these checkups is like skipping those oil changes. You might not see the problem right away, but eventually, it can lead to bigger, more serious issues down the road. The mistake here is often thinking that if you feel fine, you don't need to go to the doctor. But feeling fine doesn't always mean everything is fine on the inside. So, what kind of screenings are we talking about? Well, it can vary depending on your individual health history, your age, and your gender. But some common screenings for seniors include checks for blood pressure, cholesterol levels, blood sugar, to screen for diabetes, and certain types of cancer like breast cancer, through mammograms for women, prostate cancer, through PSA tests and rectal exams for men, and colorectal cancer, through colonoscopies or other screening tests for both men and women. Eye exams are also important to screen for conditions like glaucoma and macular degeneration, which are more common in older adults. And don't forget about dental checkups. Oral health is linked to overall health, and regular dental visits can help prevent problems like gum disease and tooth loss. The best way to know which screenings are right for you and how often you should get them is to have an open and honest conversation with your doctor. They can take your personal health history and risk factors into account and create a screening schedule that's tailored to your individual needs. Don't be afraid to ask questions about why a particular screening is recommended and what the process involves. Sometimes, people avoid screenings because they're nervous about what they might find, but remember, early detection is key. Finding a problem early gives you and your doctor more options for treatment and can often lead to better outcomes. Make these appointments a priority, just like you would any other important commitment. Mark them on your calendar, and don't hesitate to ask for reminders from your doctor's office. Think of it as an investment in your future health and well-being. It might seem like a hassle to go to these appointments, especially if you're feeling well, but the peace of mind that comes with knowing you're taking care of yourself is invaluable. And if a problem is detected, you'll be glad it was caught early, giving you the best chance for successful management and a continued healthy and active life. We've covered the importance of staying hydrated, getting enough physical activity, and prioritizing those regular health screenings. These are 3 foundational pillars of good health as we age, and making small changes in these areas can have a significant positive impact. So, we've talked about the importance of staying hydrated, moving our bodies regularly, and keeping up with those essential health screenings. Now, let's move on to another area that's incredibly vital for our overall well-being, and that's neglecting our mental and emotional health. Sometimes, when we talk about health, the focus tends to be primarily on the physical aspects, our hearts, our bones, our muscles. But our minds and our emotions are just as important, especially as we navigate the changes that come with aging. Think about it. This stage of life can bring about some significant transitions. Retirement, while often a welcome change, can also lead to a shift in routine and social connections. Children may be grown and living further away. We might experience the loss of loved ones, which can be incredibly difficult. These life events, while a natural part of the aging process, can sometimes lead to feelings of loneliness, isolation, sadness, or even anxiety. And it's important to recognize that these feelings are valid and that taking care of our mental health is just as crucial as taking care of our physical health. The mistake often lies in either not recognizing when we're struggling emotionally or feeling like we should just tough it out and not burden others with our feelings. But bottling things up can actually make things worse in the long run. Just like a physical ailment, mental and emotional challenges need attention and care. Ignoring them can impact our sleep, our appetite, our energy levels, and even our physical health. Studies have shown a strong link between mental well-being and physical health. So taking care of your mind is truly taking care of your whole self. So how do we fix this? Well, the first step is to acknowledge your feelings. It's okay to feel sad, lonely, or anxious sometimes. Don't be afraid to talk about how you're feeling with someone you trust, a friend, a family member, or even a professional counselor. Sometimes, just voicing your concerns can make them feel a little less overwhelming. Staying socially connected is also incredibly important. Make an effort to stay in touch with friends and family, even if it's just a phone call or a video chat. Look for opportunities to connect with others in your community. Are there clubs or groups that align with your interests? Perhaps a book club, a gardening group, or a senior center. Volunteering can also be a wonderful way to connect with others and feel a sense of purpose. It's also important to engage in activities that bring you joy and help you relax. Think back to things you used to enjoy, hobbies, creative pursuits, spending time in nature. Make time for these activities in your life. Perhaps you've always wanted to learn to paint, or play a musical instrument, or try your hand at knitting. Now might be the perfect time to explore those interests. Mindfulness practices, like meditation or deep breathing exercises, can also be very helpful in managing stress and promoting a sense of calm. There are many resources available online and in your community to learn these techniques. And if you're finding it difficult to cope with your feelings on your own, please don't hesitate to seek professional help. Talking to a therapist or counselor can provide you with tools and strategies to manage your emotions and improve your mental well-being. It's a sign of strength, not weakness, to reach out for support when you need it. Just like you'd see a doctor for a physical health issue, seeking professional help for your mental health is a way of taking care of yourself. There are many qualified professionals who understand the challenges that seniors face and can provide valuable support and guidance. Remember, your mental and emotional health is just as important as your physical health, and it deserves just as much attention and care. Now, let's move on to another area where we sometimes stumble, and that's when it comes to managing our medications. As we age, it's not uncommon to be taking multiple medications, whether they're prescription drugs for chronic conditions, over-the-counter remedies for aches and pains, or even supplements. And while these medications can be essential for managing our health, they can also become a source of confusion and potential errors if we're not careful. Think about it. Keeping track of multiple medications, remembering the correct dosage for each, and knowing when and how to take them can be a lot to handle. It's easy to get things mixed up, especially if you have several different doctors prescribing different medications. The mistake here can range from simply forgetting to take a dose to accidentally taking the wrong medication or the wrong dosage, or even having negative interactions between different medications. These errors can have serious consequences for our health. So how do we fix this? The key is to be organized and proactive. A pill organizer can be a lifesaver. These come in various styles, from simple daily compartments to more elaborate weekly organizers with separate sections for different times of the day. Work with your doctor or pharmacist to fill it correctly each week. It can give you a visual reminder of what you've taken and what you still need to take. Another helpful tip is to keep an updated list of all the medications you're taking, including the dosage and how often you take them. This list should include prescription drugs, over-the-counter medications, and any supplements you're using. Keep this list with you, especially when you go to doctor's appointments. Share this list with each doctor you see, as well as your pharmacist, so they are aware of everything you're taking and can check for potential interactions. Speaking of pharmacists, they can be a fantastic resource when it comes to medication management. Don't hesitate to ask your pharmacist any questions you have about your medications, how to take them, potential side effects, and any interactions with other drugs or foods. Many pharmacies offer medication reviews where they can go over all your medications with you and help you understand them better. It's also important to be aware of any changes in your medications. If your doctor prescribes a new medication or changes the dosage of an existing one, make sure you understand the new instructions clearly. Don't be afraid to ask for clarification if anything is unclear. It can be helpful to have a family member or friend present during doctor's appointments to take notes and help you remember the instructions. And finally, be cautious about mixing medications, especially over-the-counter drugs, with your prescription medications without talking to your doctor or pharmacist first. Even seemingly harmless over-the-counter remedies can sometimes interact with prescription drugs. By taking a proactive and organized approach to medication management, we can minimize the risk of errors and ensure that our medications are helping us, not harming us. Now, let's move on to a mistake that can have significant consequences, especially as we get a little older, and that's ignoring the risk of falls. Falls are a leading cause of injury for seniors, and they can lead to fractures, hospitalizations, and a decline in independence. Unfortunately, sometimes we might think of falls as just an occasional accident, but the truth is, there are often underlying factors that contribute to them, and there are steps we can take to reduce our risk. Think about it. As we age, our balance and coordination might not be as sharp as they used to be. We might have vision problems that make it harder to see obstacles. Certain medical conditions or medications can also increase our risk of falling. The mistake here is often not recognizing these risk factors or not taking proactive steps to prevent falls. Sometimes, we might think, that won't happen to me, but it's important to be aware of the potential dangers and take precautions. So how do we fix this? The good news is that there are many things we can do to reduce our risk of falling. One of the first steps is to make our home safer. Look around your home for potential hazards. Are there loose rugs that could slip? Are there cords running across walkways? Is the lighting adequate, especially in hallways and bathrooms? Addressing these simple hazards can make a big difference. Consider installing grab bars in the bathroom, especially in the shower or tub and near the toilet. Make sure stairs have sturdy handrails. And keep pathways clear of clutter. Wearing appropriate footwear is also crucial. Avoid walking around in socks or slippers, which can be slippery, or shoes that fit well and provide good support. Regular exercise, especially exercises that improve balance and strength, can also significantly reduce your risk of falling. Things like Tai Chi, yoga, and even simple exercises you can do at home can help improve your stability. Talk to your doctor about exercises that are right for you. Getting regular eye exams is also important. Changes in vision can increase your risk of falls, so making sure your vision is as good as it can be is essential. And if you have any medical conditions that might affect your balance or increase your risk of falls, talk to your doctor about ways to manage them. They may be able to adjust medications or recommend other strategies. Don't hesitate to use assistive devices if you need them. If you're feeling unsteady on your feet, using a cane or a walker can provide extra support and stability. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a smart way to protect yourself. And finally, be mindful of your surroundings, especially when you're out and about. Pay attention to uneven surfaces, wet floors, and other potential hazards. Taking these steps to prevent falls can help you maintain your independence and enjoy a more active and fulfilling life. We've covered a lot of ground here, discussing the importance of mental well-being, managing medications effectively, and taking steps to prevent falls. These are all crucial aspects of maintaining good health as we age. So, we've journeyed through the importance of looking after our minds, managing our medications wisely, and being proactive about preventing falls. Now, let's talk about something that can sometimes feel a little sensitive, but it's a really important aspect of our overall health and well-being. And that's not discussing intimate health problems with our doctors. As we get older, we might experience changes in our sexual health or develop issues related to bladder or bowel function. These are natural parts of aging for many people, but sometimes we can feel embarrassed or uncomfortable talking about them with our doctors. Think about it. These are very personal issues, and it can feel awkward to bring them up. You might think that these problems are just a normal part of getting older and that there's nothing that can be done about them. Or you might be worried about what your doctor might say or what treatments might involve. But the mistake here is often suffering in silence. Many of these intimate health problems are treatable, and talking to your doctor is the first step towards finding solutions and improving your quality of life. For example, changes in sexual function, like decreased libido or erectile dysfunction in men, are common as we age. While it might feel uncomfortable to discuss, these issues can often be addressed with medication, lifestyle changes, or other treatments. Similarly, problems with bladder control, like incontinence, are also quite common, and there are effective ways to manage them, from exercises to medications to devices. Bowel issues, like constipation or changes in bowel habits, can also be addressed with medical guidance. Ignoring these problems can lead to unnecessary discomfort, embarrassment, and even social isolation. It can affect your relationships and your overall sense of well-being. Remember, your doctor is a healthcare professional, and they are there to help you with all aspects of your health, including these intimate concerns. They have heard it all before, and they are not there to judge. Their goal is to understand what's going on and help you find solutions. So how do we fix this? The key is to be open and honest with your doctor. If you're experiencing any changes or problems in these areas, make a note of them and bring them up during your appointment. You can even write down your questions beforehand if you're feeling nervous about forgetting something. You can start by saying something like, "Doctor, I've been experiencing some changes that I wanted to talk to you about," and then explain what you've been noticing. Try to be as specific as possible about your symptoms, when they started, how often they occur, and how they are affecting you. The more information you can give your doctor, the better they will be able to diagnose the problem and recommend appropriate treatment. Don't assume that these problems are just something you have to live with. Ask your doctor about possible causes and treatment options. You might be surprised to learn that there are effective ways to manage or even resolve these issues. Remember, your sexual health and your bladder and bowel function are important parts of your overall health and well-being. Don't let embarrassment or discomfort prevent you from seeking help. Talking to your doctor can lead to solutions that can significantly improve your comfort, confidence, and quality of life. Now, let's move on to another mistake that can sometimes hinder our ability to take good care of ourselves, and that's not fully understanding our doctor's instructions. We've all been there, sitting in the doctor's office, feeling a little overwhelmed by information, and maybe not fully grasping everything that's being said. This can be especially true if we're feeling unwell or if the medical information is complex. Think about it. Your doctor might be giving you instructions about new medications, lifestyle changes, or follow-up appointments. If you don't fully understand these instructions, it can be difficult to follow them correctly. You might forget important details, take medication incorrectly, or miss crucial follow-up care. This can obviously have a negative impact on your health and your recovery. The mistake here is often being too hesitant to ask questions or not seeking clarification when we're unsure about something. So how do we fix this? The first step is to be an active participant in your doctor's appointments. Don't be afraid to ask questions. If your doctor uses medical jargon that you don't understand, ask them to explain it in simpler terms. It's their job to communicate clearly with you. If they give you a lot of information at once, don't hesitate to ask them to repeat it or to slow down. It can be really helpful to take notes during your appointments. Bring a small notebook and pen, or even use your phone to jot down key information, like medication names, dosages, and instructions. If you're feeling overwhelmed, consider bringing a trusted family member or friend with you to your appointments. They can help you listen, take notes, and ask questions. Having another person there can be really beneficial in ensuring that you understand everything. After your appointment, review your notes and make sure you understand all the instructions. If anything is still unclear, don't hesitate to call your doctor's office and ask for clarification. You can also ask your pharmacist for more information about your medications. They can explain how to take them, potential side effects, and any interactions with other drugs or foods. It's also important to be honest with your doctor about your ability to follow their recommendations. If you anticipate having difficulty with a particular instruction, let them know. For example, if you have trouble remembering to take medication multiple times a day, discuss strategies for making it easier, like setting reminders or using a pill organizer. Open communication with your doctor is key to ensuring that you receive the best possible care and that you can effectively follow their recommendations. And finally, let's touch on a mistake that can sometimes hold us back from enjoying life to the fullest, and that's fighting the aging process instead of embracing it. It's natural to want to feel young and vibrant, and there's nothing wrong with taking care of your appearance and trying to stay healthy. But sometimes, we can get caught up in trying to resist the natural changes that come with age, and that can lead to frustration and even limit our ability to adapt and thrive. Think about it. Our bodies change as we age. We might not be able to do all the things we used to do as easily. We might need to rely on aids like glasses, hearing aids, or walking sticks. The mistake here is often viewing these changes as a sign of weakness or failure, rather than as a normal part of life. Sometimes, we might resist using these aids because we're worried about how they look or what others might think. But fighting these changes can actually make things harder for us in the long run. For example, if you need glasses but resist wearing them, you might struggle with reading, driving, and other daily activities. If you need a hearing aid but avoid using it, you might miss out on conversations and social interactions. If you need a walking stick but refuse to use it, you might increase your risk of falls and limit your mobility. So how do we fix this? It's about shifting our perspective and embracing the tools and support that can help us live well at any age. Think of these aids not as a sign of weakness, but as tools that can enhance your independence and quality of life. Glasses help you see the world more clearly. Hearing aids help you stay connected with others. Walking sticks provide stability and support, allowing you to get around more safely and comfortably. It's also about focusing on what you can do, rather than what you can't. Aging brings new opportunities and perspectives. It's a time to focus on your passions, spend time with loved ones, and enjoy the wisdom and experience you've gained over the years. Embracing the aging process also means being kind to yourself and accepting the changes in your body with grace. Focus on maintaining a healthy lifestyle through diet, exercise, and social engagement, and appreciate the journey of life as it unfolds. Remember, getting older is a privilege, and there's beauty and value in every stage of life. By embracing the changes and utilizing the tools and support available to us, we can continue to live full, active, and meaningful lives. And there you have it, 7 common health mistakes that seniors sometimes make, and more importantly, how we can fix them. We've talked about staying hydrated, being physically active, prioritizing health screenings, nurturing our mental health, managing medications wisely, preventing falls, communicating openly with our doctors about intimate health issues, understanding medical instructions, and embracing the aging process. Now, I want to emphasize that this is all about progress, not perfection. We're all human, and we're all learning. The goal isn't to suddenly become perfect at all of these things, but to be more aware of these potential pitfalls and to make small, consistent efforts to improve in these areas. Remember, small changes can make a big difference in how you feel, both physically and emotionally. I truly believe that these later years can be some of the most fulfilling of our lives. It's a time to enjoy the fruits of our labor, to connect with loved ones, and to pursue our passions. And by taking good care of our health, we can ensure that we have the energy and vitality to do just that. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Are there any of these mistakes that you've recognized in your own life? What steps have you taken to address them? Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Your wisdom and experiences can be so helpful to others in our community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. We're here to support each other on this journey of aging well and living our best lives. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember to be kind to yourself, to celebrate the small victories, and to keep moving forward. Here's to living your best life at any age.